Hi traders, welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the price of cable as we start to see a little bit of a rebound from around the one spot 23.50 handle after some dollar data. So poor dollar data has come out. ISM services PMI is down to 50.3. From the previous 51.9. You can see I've highlighted above 50 indicates industry expansion, below indicates contraction. So we're still above 50, still showing expansion in the economy here. However, dollars reacted really negatively to this data. Now, you've got two kind of sides of the spectrum here going on at the moment. In terms of the dollar, we've got 77% of the market pricing in a rate increase at the moment from the Federal Reserve in the upcoming meeting in June, and that is fueling some dollar strength in the market. We saw the dollar index, for instance, go from those 101s into the 103s, 104s. However, this data today has put a bit of a dampener on that dollar strength, and we're starting to see the dollar retreat a little bit, and that's given the market a little bit of some kind of, I would say, noise. Okay, and I've come up to the higher time frames on cable because I wanted to get a bigger picture. Now, what I mean by noise is if I was to go to the 4-hour time frame here, you can see that at one stage we were rallying to the upside. We came into some key structure around about the one spot 25.50, rejected from there. Now we're starting to see strong aggressive buying coming in. So that's what I mean by noise. When you go down to the lower time frames, you can get a lot of noise involved with the market. However, if I come to the weekly, you can see that the market is actually still technically in an upward trend here. So if I just zoom in a little bit and I just grab a pencil, you can see that from a technical perspective, we're rallying. We made a high here, we consolidated, we broke out the highs, and technically looking left, we've come into that one spot 23.50 area, and we're finding support. So from a technical trading perspective, you would look at it and say, well, pound could still stretch up to the one spot 26.37 handle. Now, what would that mean? Well, that would mean that probably the dollar's got to get weaker for that to happen. Bank of England have got to consider hiking rates further, which they have discussed. So there is still potential here that maybe the pound US dollar run isn't actually done. It's actually just beginning into that potential phase for a move higher. On the flip side of that, if the dollar is going to reach that key level of 105, which is kind of what we've been talking about, then pound US dollar could still trade a little bit lower towards the one spot 22. This is where technicals can kind of help us in a way, because technicals have to agree with our bias in order to even look for a trading situation. Very much like your trading strategy has to agree with your bias before you get involved with the move. Now, from a higher time frame perspective, then, if I'm looking to short this market, it's not a time to do so because I am technically in an upward trend. I've created a bullish candlestick last week. That to me signifies there's a potential for price to move higher. So for me, I would be looking at the potential breaks above this one spot 25.50 handle. If we trade above one spot 25.50, that'll give me a lot more sort of confidence to trade up to that one spot 26.50 handle. So 100 pip potential move there. Arguably, if price comes down and trades back towards this one spot 23.50 area where all this support has been found, then that could also be a low risk opportunity for me, because I would have a entry where buyers have been entering the market in the past. I'd have a tighter stop loss, and I'd have a higher reward to risk ratio. So there is that part of it that has to come into it as well. So definitely some things to be watching for here on cable. Now, the one thing I would say is the one spot 23.50 is going to be really important to price. So if we go further into this week and the dollar starts to strengthen again, and price trades below the one spot 23.50, the next stop is going to be that 122 handle. I just think at the moment there's a real interesting dynamic going on here. Does cable continue to weaken? Does the pound continue to weaken? And do we start to see it push to the downside here? If not, what could happen with price? Price could trade up towards that one spot 26.50 in line with the weekly trend that's been developing here. So just some thoughts to add. I liked the pound strength going into sort of last week. We did get that until it reached that one spot 25.50. Now the rebounds happened, and again we've come to the lows, and another rebound after dollar data was poor. Again, it's kind of thrown us into a situation where we've got to be mindful and maybe be a little bit more cautious with our positioning going into this week. So hopefully that all made sense. Hopefully you learned a lot from that. I'll be hosting a live stream tomorrow going over the market watch, so be available for that if you can. And thanks for watching this video update. If you did like it, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not subscribed already, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Cheers, guys.